Hi guys, it's Andy from Fortress Health. Just a quick video really on magnesium and why as a mineral it's depleted through our food chain. It's based on a blog that I put together not so long ago. The first lessons that most students in biology learns are that cells are the most basic structure and functional and biological unit which are part of a living organism. It's fascinating really to think about humans, plants, animals. They all contain these microscopic little units of life that provide structure to the body. They take in nutrients from food and carry out specialised functions, and of course scientists they go so far as to actually call cells the building blocks of life itself. And they make us who we are as living things. But what actually is a cell? So cells have been studied since 1665, when a guy called Robert Hooke first noticed the tiny structures through his observation actually of a cork out of a bottle. So it goes without saying that over the years there's been lots of literature, lots of research on the inner workings of cell production, etc., and it's quite extensive. Today there's been lots of wonderful extended research on top of that into magnesium and how important it is in many aspects of the life of a cell, both in its structure and also its function. So magnesium is so important to many aspects of the cell. Why is that then? What's the deal with that? Well, it's now known that magnesium is important to so many aspects of the cell, both in its structure and its function, that it will help you actually take up more oxygen. It helps with the central nervous system functions, electrolyte balance, which is obviously the way that the heart it finds its beat, etc., glucose metabolism and muscle activity as well, including that of course of the main muscle, that's the heart. So on that basis it stands to reason that actually you need to make sure that you've probably got the right amount of this nutrient inside your body. The heart is composed of cells, and magnesium contributes to the integral strength of the muscle itself. When magnesium levels begin to drop, basic functions of the energy production and the cell structure can also be affected and altered. The cells begin to malfunction, suffering from a weak membrane system, and calcium and sodium will rush in, resulting in an inability to properly alternate between active and inactive states. This distribution results in a variety of symptoms of heart and cardiovascular disease. Further research has shown that low magnesium levels may cause muscle cramps, migraines, chronic fatigue and other debilitating conditions. I myself suffered with palpitations, and I actually suffered with arrhythmia as well, and I found, this is my personal experience, that taking magnesium actually really relaxed the heart muscle and helped me as an individual sleep better and have just be much more relaxed really. So magnesium is known as being the battery of life. Without it, cells lose the ability to energize, and as cells are our building blocks and our foundations, it means that those foundations could potentially crumble. So why now? What's the big deal about magnesium research? What's changed recently? Why is it kind of the buzzword all of a sudden? Well, if you take a look back at the past 70 years or so, before the 1950s, reports of magnesium deficiencies were few and far between. Why was that? Pretty simple really, because the average diet in the United States and around the world was still heavily plant-based and limited to what was readily available in the garden. Of course, many people lived and worked on farms, and in the urban sprawl, it had not yet begun. You know, the urban creep had not begun, and nor had the development of commercial food processing. It hadn't made its way into the stores and the kitchens as yet. Eventually, though, we learned how to make more food in less time. The softening of water and wheat processing are just two ways that magnesium has been denied from the tips of our diet. So it's crucial that we do our best to eat magnesium rich foods. What sort of foods, I hear you say? Well, things like spinach, nuts, whole grains, bananas. These are nutritious foods that will incorporate the magnesium that you need and actually help pass it into the body. It's very important that if you're not getting the right amount of nutrition or magnesium through nutrition, that you should consider a supplement in some way. I would suggest that you all do your own research. Don't take my word for it, don't take anybody else's word for it. Do your own research and look closer at why it does affect you, and I think you'll be surprised with the results. Thanks for watching the video. Bye.